So today we are going to talk about Anshul Sinha. Anshul Sinha is a creative mind behind countless viral hits with over 50 plus videos crossing a million views on YouTube and several shorts hitting 10 million mark. His work has helped channels grow from 0 to 1 million subscribers, collaborated with top creators and even landed features on trending pages multiple times. From gripping short film videos to binge-worthy long content, he knows exactly what keeps the audience watching. Anshul isn't just following the algorithm, he's mastering it. Great, Anshul. Great to know you. So we would like to know more about you. Can you just brief to the S-Cube audience?
Yes.
Namaste to everybody. Can you please brief them about your journey and how it started? Why did you come into this line as such?
Namaste, ma'am. Namaste to SQ viewers. So, ma'am, I started my filmmaking career when I was doing mass communication from Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan. And
Mm-hmm.
then parallelly, I was doing MBA from Osmania University. That was the time period when I started my filmmaking journey. Initially, started with the documentary filmmaking. I did some social activity in my college, and I used to document that social activity. So that was the source of inspiration. And then slowly, when I started doing documentary films, I got interest of doing these short films. So that was the time period when my short film career got started. And later I joined as a program producer in HMTV News Channel. I worked there for almost 1 year. And after that, I did my own short feature film, which was called Road of Sparrow. And then after that, I couldn't make out a career out of it. Then my corporate career got started. I worked as a sales executive in HSBC Bank. Then I worked in Google Accenture. That was like a night shift job. So my corporate journey was almost like for 2 years. And then later I was like, I thought that this is not the place where I will fit. So I shifted into a production company called Rasa Studio. There I worked as a producer for almost 3 years. And parallelly, I was working on my first feature film called Mitti Back to Roots, which was on agrarian crisis in India. And I also did a short feature film called Gateway to Heaven, which is based on a person who has completed last rites of 20,000 orphan dead bodies in Hyderabad. So these were the two major projects I did. And then parallelly, I was doing a lot of short films for which I received 150 national and international awards. So this is how like the career started, and then slowly I entered into doing feature film.
Wonderful, wonderful. Great journey. Very nice.
Thank
So
you, ma'am.
you took a bold step making a film on addiction, right? What personal moment or incident sparked the creation of million views?
So, ma'am, Million View is based out of a complete observation. So, my initial inspiration was that the source of income of our Telangana state, some source of, not the complete source of, some source of income of the Telangana state is coming from alcohol. Same goes through Maharashtra and same goes to Punjab also. So, when I saw all these statistics, that why a situation has came that major states in our country has to depend on alcohol as a source of income. So that triggered me, and from there the research started happening that why people are depending on alcohol and then making money out of it. So then when I started digging deep into it, then it was an experience, and then I got to know that there is some loneliness everyone is going through, and to fill that gap of loneliness, they are becoming a victim of addiction. So addiction enters into your life because of three major things. That is hunger, loneliness, and anger. So during this journey, when I started the pre-production of the film, I interviewed almost all 40 to 50 psychologists, and I got to know the insights of all these things. And then when I started doing more research, it was like almost all 1 year of research work and study I did, ma'am. Because for whatever the projects I take, I do heavy research work. Without research work, I will not touch any topic. This was the personal observation that there's a very heavy loneliness which a lot of people are going through, and then this loneliness is because there is no one to speak to them, and whenever is speaking to them, they are labeling them. They are telling that you are an alcohol guy, you are an addict, you are a smoker, you are this, you are that. So the moment we start labeling these people, they become more dangerous.
No,
And
but actually coming into alcohol, this to start with, they will be, see, usually you see alcoholics come bond together, and they, how come there could be loneliness? Because they bond together and they're always together. So after that, it becomes an addiction, as you said. So what would, I mean, in your research, what did you come across where people are getting into these alcohols and these kind of things, drugs or alcohols or whatever? These are all things which will the person wants to escape.
so in this movie, we are specifically speaking about level 7 addicts. So there's one guy who has done a PhD on this entire addiction. So in that study, he says that okay, initially, if you are doing it for fun or like you are having it with your friends and all, that is not an issue. But the moment uh, there is some emptiness in your life, and then slowly to fill that emptiness, you are consuming alcohol, then that becomes dangerous because every time when that emptiness pops up, you have to fill that gap with some kind of addiction. So that is the point where a person becomes an addict. That is the point where we label them that now you are an addict, and because every time whenever that loneliness or whatever that emptiness is coming in your life, you have to fill that gap between. Otherwise, if they don't get that dopamine shot, they can't live a peaceful life. So to get that dopamine shot and to get that peace and to get that hideout or to escape that loneliness, they force themselves to choose alcohol or whatever, smoking or overeating or oversleeping, whatever it might be. It can be any addiction. So this is what I have observed, ma'am. And then scenarios can be anything, ma'am. So in Million View movie, we are coming out with the 18 to 19 different scenarios, which triggers the people to become a victim of all this addiction.
When most films show addiction as a weakness, Million Views seems to have a different, almost healing approach. What was your vision while creating the main character and their journey?
So, ma'am, the biggest challenge was that in the entire movie, we will whoever the addict is coming, and then a scene which has been created on them, we will not judge them. Instead of that, we will figure out that what triggered them to become an addict. Because this movie, we have not only made it for like one or two addict. This we have made this movie for entire India. The same thing is happening in US, same thing is happening in China and Japan, where a lot of people are becoming a victim of these addictions. Yes, we have like on fingertips we have social media, and then these days it's so easy to get connected with people around it. But who are like genuine connection? When actually you need someone to listen or you need a shoulder to cry, do you have a genuine shoulder on which you can keep your head and cry? No, people are not having those shoulders these days. So, so when we were building the characters and when we were building the screenplay, we made sure that there will be a non-judgmental element. So initially, it was becoming very difficult to come up with the screenplay. Then we went through like 30 to 40 drafts of this Million View film. Even then, after that, we were not able to crack it. Then I switched to spirituality. I started learning Lord Shiva element, and then I started doing mantra chanting. I initially experimented with Om mantra. Then I started chanting Gayatri mantra. And then there are like 7 chakras in our human body, and how does chakras activate all these things? I started digging deep into the spirituality part. That how does Lord Shiva element helps a person when they become a victim of addiction? So this is how like spiritual element is also there in the film, as well as scientific element is also there. So both the things we have balanced it and created a screenplay out of it.
Okay, you mean to say the main character will have the influence of spiritual thing
Correct.
and the materialistic thing. So you
Correct.
want to put it that way, right?
Correct. Correct.
Very nice. You worked alone or a large part of this journey. Can you share a dark moment when you almost gave up? Like, did you feel motivated all the time? Or at one point of time you said, Kya hai? Bas ho gaya, I can't do it. There could be some dark moment like that. Can you just elaborate on that?
Yes, ma'am. So it was a most challenging journey because, ma'am, we didn't got an investor to make this film. So I ended up self-funding this movie. So that was like the most challenging moment in the entire journey of making this film. So I was doing like client projects. I run a media production startup called Output Media. So whatever the client projects I used to do, that money I used to invest in making this movie. So making a movie is a very, very challenging task, ma'am, because we have constructed around 22 sets and worked with almost all 300 people have worked on this film. So to manage a cast and crew of almost 300 people at a massive level, we need huge budget. So pulling out this big budget and then managing a startup and then investing in this project, that was the most challenging moment. Yes, there were like lot of moment. There was a moment, ma'am, where after the production, our entire money got collapsed, and then we were like, our complete fund was exhausted. But we didn't give up. We stopped the entire project for 1 month and then again started doing marketing and getting more projects. And again, after like 2 months, we again restarted this project. So there were like lot of moments were there we didn't give up, but I strongly feel that there was presence of Lord Shiva, blessings of Lord Shiva, which made this project possible. And like we are in the stage where that we'll be soon announcing the date of the release of the film.
The film challenges the way we look at the addicts. What uncomfortable truths or real incidents from society did you bring into this million views?
So there are like lot of incidents, ma'am. We are speaking about the people those who even justify rape, and then we are speaking about the people those who do body shaming, and we are speaking about people those who take advantage of male masculinity and then justify their addiction. So in the entire movie, we are speaking about what are the main reasons because of which all the addicts they justify their addiction. So there's like very important scene in the movie, ma'am. I will tell you a gist about it. Like there are like we have seen that there are a lot of rapes are happening in our country these days, and then even rapists they justify their rape. When
Their
when you see this Delhi rape and Delhi rape case, which
action.
Nirbhaya case.
Mm.
So in 2012, that when that case happened, the rapist was not having even 1% of regret. That why did he
No remorse, no regret.
he was like not having any regret. So when the interviewer asked him that why do you don't have a regret, then he said that I am a truck driver and I cannot afford to marry a girl like this. So I cannot earn it. It's like impossible for me. So I ended up doing this rape. So there was some economic gap because of which he justified his heinous activity which he did. So in this movie, we have openly spoken about all these things because end of the day, that is also an addiction. And you justify it that because there's an economic gap and that gives you a reasoning to do a rape. But it is not like that. And then end of the day, you start glorifying that gray side and start saying that yes, I have got a strong reasoning and I will do the rape.
Yeah.
So it is not going to work out like that. So in the movie, we open. So there's a scene, ma'am, where this rapist comes and then he openly justified that I will go and do the rape. So, but what is the backstory? Why he has become so brutal? Even Calcutta rape case incident, you see, ma'am, there's like so much brutality has been increased these days. Whatever the rape cases are happening are in our country. So we ended up giving a hang like we hang all the rapists, but are we like really understanding it from the psychology point of view? Because end of the day, it's the society who is giving birth to these people. So Million View speaks about those things very openly, and then what needs to be done at an intellectual level and how we have to stop all these things as a society. Because end of the day, these people are one among us, and
Yes.
we have to stop them. So I think filmmaking has that strength, man. Movies have that strength where we can create these scenarios in a fictional way and put it out in front of the audience.
Okay. So you mean to say that you could get you are trying to project the psychology behind all these crimes.
Correct,
And basically, even before committing the crime, they're all addicts.
correct.
So where are they coming from? The
Yes,
root, the root cause you are trying to find out.
correct.
Agree. But then, do you have any particular, what to say, framed solution to this? Solution, the solution need not be immediate, or the solution need not be the concrete one, but at least a direction you could give through a movie saying that these things are happening, so we need to address somewhere. So could you bring out that point in your movie?
Yes, this is the reason, ma'am. This is the reason, ma'am, we have invested so much of time in the research work. So whatever the topics which we have read, there are like multiple topics we have raised in this movie. For each and every topic, we have come up with a solution, and that is a logical solution, ma'am. Nowhere we have taken that cinematic liberty or cinematic escape or cinematic advantage to escape it. So we have like studied a lot. We have done in-depth studies, and we have brought a logical reasoning out of it, that how people can come out of it. So this we have done with all the scenarios which we are presenting in the movie. It is not like we have not taken anything for granted in this movie, ma'am. And then we want to present this cinema to the audience, and then this I strongly believe, ma'am, as a creator of this movie, this we have done it for the entire nation. Yes, we are presenting some 18 to 19 scenarios in the film, but if you see each scenario as a whole, then we are representing a set of population who is becoming a victim of each of these problems which we have presented in the film.
You are depicting the current society, connecting the links and making it as a complete frame where you have the societal issues.
Correct.
That's what you're saying, right?
Very
And you're trying to, I mean, are you giving any points to address these things in some way or the other, or you're just projecting the problem? That is my question, basically.
Oh, ma'am, we are projecting the problem also, plus we are giving an objective solution also to it. It is not a subjective solution, it's an objective solution we are giving to it by applying physics and science in. So we have taken a lot of precautions, and then we take a complete responsibility that whatever the solution which we are providing in the film through the medium of this art form of drama and filmmaking, that is applicable, and people, if they want to change or if they want to go into the direction of this change, then they can make an attempt towards it.
You mentioned that if 1 crore people watch the film, it could change lives. Why do you believe million views can create a national movement?
The reason why we are doing, ma'am, what we are doing is that we have not just made a cinema. What we are doing on our million views Instagram page, we are taking interviews of all the psychiatrists and psychologists. So the objective of this activity is that once the movie is released, so whatever the traffic will be derived, we are channelizing them. So we are tagging each and every psychiatrist and psychologist of all the interviews which we are taking, and whoever is suffering and whoever is going through, we will be connecting to them. So we are bridging the gap between the people, those who are going through mental health challenges or addiction challenges. They can connect directly to the experts. Because end of the day, we are not experts. We are just a filmmaker. We are just a storyteller. End of the day, whatever the traffic which million you will be driving, if anyone is going through any kind of issues, they can directly connect with the expert. So this gap we are filling. So far we have completed almost 100 interviews, ma'am, and then we are tagging directly all the mental health expert, and we are making sure that whatever the traffic is there, they will directly get connect, and whatever the solution or the challenges they are going through, they will get a actual result and actual solution for their problem. So this we are doing in a realistic way, and in a fictional way we are coming and doing it in the form of cinema. So we have taken this as a cause and doing it at a national level, and we want entire India to get healing with the medium of the cinema. That is the big picture vision, ma'am, which we have planned.
So in your journey now, whatever you were doing, you were connecting to the psychologists and kind of things.
Yes.
Did you see in realistic that there could be some people who connected and who are going through some treatment or something like that?
Yes, ma'am. So in the Instagram, we have received a lot of messages. I will give you a recent example, ma'am. There was a girl who said that I'm having mental health issues and I'm getting some suicidal thoughts. So I have directly connected her to an expert. So there's a very good expert called John Key. She is in Bangalore, ma'am. And then there's a lot of experts. So I directly connected to her, and then from there she got a counseling, and then she came out from the challenges which she was going through in her personal.
So the next question is, mental health awareness is rising today, but people still hesitate to talk openly. How does Million View break that silence?
So, ma'am, what we have done is that whoever is coming into the movie we have presented in a non-judgmental element. Mein. In the entire movie, we are like nowhere judging. So, there are like no any scene that the judgment is happening. So, what I have observed is that the reason why people hesitate to speak openly on mental health is that because they feel that somewhere, if they speak that they are going through any kind of mental health challenges, then the opposite person will make fun of it, and then when that happens for the first time, they go into their shell and hesitate to speak about it openly.
Yes.
So we have like eliminated that bridge, and we have made sure that if anyone wants to speak, then we will not speak directly to them, and we will connect you to an expert so that you get that non-judgmental therapy and you get that proper healing. So these are the precautions we have taken.
That means you're not going to talk to, in the movie, there will not be any directly anybody talking, but how will you know the problem then?
In the movie, it is there, ma'am. In the movie, the lead protagonist is there. So, lead protagonist is having an influence of Lord Shiva. So, the name of the lead protagonist is Shivani, and then we have given all the Lord Shiva element. The reason why we have given Lord Shiva element is that in the entire, if you see this mythological thing, ma'am, Lord Shiva is the only one who is the creator and who is the who is responsible for destruction also. So why he is responsible for creation and destruction? There's a very big theory. There's a very big quantum physics behind it. So we came to a conclusion that Lord Shiva is nothing but a quantum physics, and then we wanted to present it in the form of a human being through our protagonist. So these precautions we have taken, and then in the entire movie, the protagonist nowhere it is like we are preaching anything or we are like saying like do this, do that if you are going through. No, what we have done is the entire movie we have applied quantum physics and that Lord Shiva element, and we have presented the protagonist in that.
For anybody, if you are going to a movie, that's for entertainment, right? When we want to see a movie, we want to feel lighter, happy, and kind of things. So where does your movie come in that? First question. How does it come? Where does it come? And no, you're trying to address, as you said, you're trying to address the mental challenges and the things which are going on in the society. So, I mean, in your teasers or something, you're already preparing the people that this would be the subject. It's a quite a serious subject. It is not for totally entertaining and kind of things. Do you have any elements of entertainment and kind of things also added here? Or it's a purely serious kind of movie?
No, ma'am. It's a complete entertainment film, ma'am. What we have done is that we have created an antagonist element into it. So there is one antagonist who traps this girl and blocks her inside a room, and then outside the room he wants this girl to go nude and then do some vulgar conversation on an online portal. But instead of doing any kind of vulgar activity, she decides to talk to all the people those are coming live and wanted to share their story. So from the antagonist point of view, all the entertainment elements come. So we have designed the story in the thriller genre so that the entertainment is also taken care, and as well as the narration is also taken care, and as well as the issue and the topic which we have raised in the film that also get addressed. So like there are like 3 to 4 things which will be going on parallelly, and we have designed it, stitched it in a cinematic way so that people will not feel bored, and at the same point they will be feeling entertained also.
And totally, how many characters, main characters are there in this movie?
So, ma'am, there are like 18 main characters who are representing each of the edits in this movie, and then there is one lead role who has played the girl who has played the protagonist, and then there's a lead antagonist who is representing the mafia, that how they force people to become an addict. So these are like almost all total 105 people have worked on this project, but these like 20 to 20 people are the main people, those who are representing. You can say that they are the like soul of this cinema.
How long did it take for you to? Is it complete?
Yes, ma'am, it is completed.
So how long it has taken completely?
It has taken almost 3 years to make this movie, ma'am, because it was like a very sensitive issue. So we wanted to invest like 1 year in research work. Then when 1 year went into the production and post production, and then the music took a lot of time, ma'am, because at the end of the day, music is the soul of this movie. So we thought that let's use some live instruments so that it can directly connect with the hearts of the audience, and it will give that feeling of healing. Because as a creator, we wanted to give that healing feeling, because once the cinema has ended, once the entire film gets end, people should get that feeling of, yes, like this cinema has touched my soul, and I'm like genuinely feeling healing after watching this cinema. So
Kind
that
of
was
relief.
yeah,
Hmm. Hmm.
that was the intention of doing this, like intention of investing so much of time.
You have become very close to Rajmouli. Okay, because he also takes very long time to come up with a movie. Waiting to see this movie, and I think all the very best for the whole team. And are there any newcomers, or all of them are seasoned actors?
So, ma'am, we have done a casting of 1,000 actors, ma'am, which went on till 4 months,
Oh,
because we don't wanted to take any actor those who are like not serious about acting. So we invested like 4 months in casting each of the actor, and we made sure that we will hire only those actors who will justify each of the character. So yes, everyone are like newcomer, but they are from serious acting background. Each of them has invested almost 6 to 7 years in theater, and they have learned the art form, and then they have given auditions for this project. So we have made sure that we have taken good actors who will be representing each of the characters, and end of the day justifying each of them when they are portraying themselves on the screen.
wonderful. Very good. I think you have invested a lot of time, effort, and you're complete. I think there is nothing else other than million views for the last 3 years, if I'm right.
Correct, ma'am. Absolutely correct.
All the very best, Anshul.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Great going. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the time and for this interview, ma'am. And we really thanks to S Cube team also for giving this opportunity to openly speak about our film.